Hello everyone, this is CJNovo992 and today we're back from the brand new video. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, in fact I'm sitting here saying finally, like the Rock in the late 90s to early 2000s, because finally the video we've been waiting for, finally the player we've been waiting for, the worst kept secret in football has finally been announced. So it's time to say welcome, Hamza Igamane. And I actually do find myself in a very unusual position where we talk about a new signing joining this football club, having not spoken about him already in terms of my rumour video. You know what I mean? It's normally a 1-2 rumour reaction. That's kind of what we do right here. And I know some of you might be thinking, oh no, he's getting lazy in his old age. Oh no, he's getting distracted with that. Nah, ladies and gentlemen, there was a couple reasons why we didn't actually make a rumour video regarding Hamza Igamane. One of them was because obviously I went on holiday around about the time it all started to truly kick into gear, and by the time I came back, all we got told it was done. You know what I mean? It was done. We were just waiting for the announcement. So to me, to sit make a rumour video after I already know it's done and dusted would be really disingenuous, and I'd just be getting views and making a video for the sake of it and taking your time for granted, which I didn't like doing, ladies and gentlemen. I know a lot of other people will rip the actual YouTube ads to death, folk, but it's no my type of thing. So I knew he was signing, so I just wanted to sit and wait to react to him coming and signing. It's no type of video I can make on a beach. Again, that was the hook, if you will, after already making a rumour video on Conor Barron. These types of videos, especially when you're speaking about a player for the first time, you want to actually look you in the eyes and discuss it that way and see what we could be potentially bringing in, or in this case what we have brought in. So I am actually pretty excited about this. There's been no prior discussion, so let's discuss everything you need to know about the latest signing at this football club, and a striker who joins this football club looking to shake up the ranks. And as always, we're going to start off with the player profile, and that starts with saying Igamane is a 21-year-old Moroccan striker that can also play on the wing, which if you stay throughout today's video, you'll hear that actually brought up, especially when you start to get into competition for places and where this laddie could end up playing. He has got experience playing on the wing, but make no mistake about it, if you're asking me what type of player this is, in fact, not even me, I think if you ask him what's his best position, what's his best attributes, what does it suit, I think he would definitely say an out and out striker, as that's the type of player it is. And I know I've seen a lot of stuff, and it's been a lot of writing, there's been tweets, there's been mentions, there's been stuff said saying this is our new Alfredo Morelos, and I get it, we all love comparisons, we love comparing, because it gives us a wee bit of a picture of what we could be potentially bringing in, or in this case obviously bringing in. So I get why people look for the previous comparison. Hell, we do it right here on the channel. But the Morelos stuff actually really confuses me, because there's only a couple of things they've got in common. One of them is both of them are right-footed, and the other one is they cost round about the same in terms of what we brought them in for. Again, if you're believing what's actually getting said, round about 1.5 mil, which is similar to the million we obviously spent on Morelos. But that's where the comparisons sort of end. And again, I'm not trying to put a damper on anyone's expectations or trying to say he's a bad player. I'm not even saying it's a bad thing, but he's not Morelos at all, ladies and gentlemen. He likes to get on the ball, he actually likes to drive at his man, he collects the ball in a half turn, then it's spinning and then it's going at it, and he's really good at navigating the tight spaces in and around the box, especially when he's got a player on him. People could say he's a wee bit lucky the way the ball bounces to him when he's got that close control and then he gets a shot away, but you make your own luck in life, ladies and gentlemen. And if you watch him, how he's able, when it looks like he's going to lose the ball, or he's overrun it, or this guy's coming to take him, just a wee click, wee nutmeg, a wee bit of a bulldoze style, if you will, he gets the ball into an area that he can shoot, and that gives his team an opportunity to score, and obviously gives him a sighted goal. And that there is what people should be talking about. No mad stuff about, oh, Morelos this or Morelos. That's what you talk about, because that there is what translates perfectly to Scottish football. Because what do we play 99.9% of the time in domestic football? Part the boss, 5, 6, 7. Alright, you could argue maybe even 10 in the box. Well, that is his game. That is what he's used to running in and playing in. And you can see it like that. It's fine to look at players and say, oh, he's really fast in the highlights. Oh my God, look at this. That's not what they're going to be doing when they come up the road. It almost doesn't matter that this guy isn't rapid or anything like that. If you look at his attributes and how it can translate to your game, it's almost perfect in that way. And as we kind of mentioned earlier, a lot of his work actually is branching out wide, drifting out wide, then getting into the box, committing men, then driving into the box to get a shot away. It could be a 1-2 touch hit, or it could be, again, trundling towards the box, getting it in there and trying to worm his way to have a shot, which is actually quite refreshing, ladies and gentlemen. A striker that looks to shoot. But believe it or not, despite all of our frustrations of having a striker that doesn't shoot, the fact that we're now bringing in one that does shoot has got some people being negative, as well as people are throwing out laptop statistics saying, aye, but if you look at his conversion rate, who cares? Troops, you know what I mean? Step away from the laptops and watch the games. People that's lambasting this laddie for having a poor conversion rate. Has anyone even watched a minute or seen how any of the shots that are counted towards us, half of the chances he's bringing on his own back, picking the ball, driving, bulldozing, shoving one air, getting himself into the box 1 minute and then having a shot. Yet all that good play that he's done is completely discredited because what? He didn't score it every single time. We're talking about a 21-year-old lad. He's no the finished article. He's no the perfect player. He's up and coming, but clearly he's hungry. He's got anticipation. He's aggressive in the right ways and he gets shots off. All that for me, I'm happy with. The man's an absolute live wire every time he gets the ball. And you'll hear that more the longer you watch today's video. And if you can translate that to our game, he's going to be a massive difference to this Rangers team and just offer something that we've not had for a wee while. So let's not try and tear down people or look for the negatives all the time. Let's look at the positives. We've got a striker that likes to shoot. I'm fine with that bit. Moving away from his sort of player profile in that aspect, because I want to translate into the old numbers and stats, despite me having a little bit of a mini rant towards that. I know that's what people actually like and that's what they prefer. I mean, I check my statistics in every video and the numbers part of the video is always the most popular. Some people just skip to the numbers, if I'm honest, and as soon as the numbers is done, they end up clicking back off. So I know it's a numbers and stats generation, so let's go ahead and Fiji's on that aspect. At the age of 21 in his most recent season of football, he went ahead and played 23 games, 7 goals and a cheeky 6 assists, which if you slap that together is 13 goal contributions in the 23 games, which is actually pretty damn good. If I'm honest, if you hear that you say, right, that's good. But if you want to make that taste a little bit sweeter, if you dive in a wee bit deeper beyond the initial stats, that is 13 goal contributions in 23 matches despite only being in the starting 11 in terms of his league football round about 53% of the time. So just about half of those 23 games has been starts, yet he's bringing that input. And overall, in terms of the minutes available, in terms of when he has been substituted on, he's only played 48% of the minutes available of those 23 games. So you're getting 13 goal contributions out of that. That's the stats you look at. That's what you take as, again, when he's on the park, he's involved. And what I like, ladies and gentlemen, especially after having a look at a lot of players over the years, is you see progressing, because the previous years he played around about 28 games in all competitions, which he scored 9 goals, so slightly more in terms of that, but he only had 2. But if you look at how he's been playing in his overall game, the development he's had in the space of a year is brilliant. Where maybe he was just an out-and-out striker in his first year. Maybe it was the coaching. Maybe they were telling him just to stay in the mixer. Then you look at him the next game year. Then he's bringing people into play. And then you get this type of statistic you're seeing on the screen, which takes everything into consideration. Not just shots or anything like that. You're seeing one of the most impactful and, in terms of performances, impressive players at the under 23 level. Look at some of the names, some of the money, and look where Hamza is in amongst that. That's damn impressive, especially for a 21-year-old that, again, is just finding his footing in the game. It's another one that's making a splash and making progression, and it's another one that's went on the radar of Big Cop, and he's went, aye, I want a bit of that. But to finish up the old numbers and stats properly, let's take a step back and look at this young man's footballing CV at the age of 21, as ridiculous as it sounds, but that's where we are as a football club. He has played 58 games in total, so actually a wee bit more than some of the targets we've actually looked at, or 58 more in terms of Clinton Nasala, but he's played 58 games in all competitions in which he has 16 goals, 8 assists and 8 yellow cards. But it's the goals and the assists that impress me, because so far in his young career, despite breaking in, despite being asked to play on the right, despite being asked to play on the left, and then sometimes getting to play up front, this man averages a goal or an assist every 2.4 games, which is, again, impressive to look at. And look, it is nice to see some positive goals and assists or some positive statistics, because we looked at a couple of players, especially last season. Dessers didn't have exactly the greatest year in the Serie A. Sam Lammers has had about 5 really bad years. We all knew how that felt to be looking at strikers no either scoring or assisting or in the other way impacting the game at all in terms of their overall match rating. So to see a young laddie that does get involved, that does impact the game overall, but is also then getting a goal or assist at a pretty regular date is so damn refreshing, especially considering the fact that, again, he's a young laddie, and if things keep progressing the way he's been progressing, he's been improving, and then hopefully that continues as he keeps getting better and better and better, because again, I don't know if he's ready to lead the line at Rangers again. I'm just a fan, I'm no a scout or anything like that. He's been impressive in the Moroccan league, but I'm not sure how that will translate. I'm not sure how he will deal with the amount of kicks that he gets now. Granted, he has been getting some kicks, some of these yellow cards have been reacting to that type of stuff, some of it's been him getting involved as well, but you never ever know with a transfer. But there's just something about this laddie. You know how when we signed Lammers, there was something that scared me in my ticker, and Dessers, it gave me hope that he could do this, but it wouldn't quite work out. There's just something about this laddie, everything I'm reading and just seeing so much positivity around him, that almost makes me wish the season was starting the more. But now we need to move on to the old competition for places, because that's when it get interested. Again, he can play as a striker, that's his best role. He can play out in the wing, on the right, on the left. I don't think he's going to play on the right. I think we're alright there now as well. But left he could potentially play, because again, a lot of his highlights is drifting out wide, then bombing forward. So maybe, just maybe, we might see him rotate there and given an option and a chance to play rotating with the likes of Oscar Cortez throughout the season. But maybe it's just because I'm scarred, and maybe I'm just a bit sore over previous years. I just want players to be played in the right positions, you know what I mean? I want the striker on the park to be a striker. I want the left winger to be a left winger. The wingers on the other side to be a winger on that side. Full backs to defend. I know it sounds selfish, ladies and gentlemen, and I shouldn't hold that against him, but if he does play left, I wish him all the best, but it'll be interesting to see how he plays at striker. And you've got Dessers, who obviously is linked with an exit right now. You've got Lammers, who is obviously going to leave this summer. You've got Roof, who has left this summer. And then you have Danilo. And just say we kept Dessers, Danilo and young Hamza Igamane. That three is probably good enough in terms of depth. You've got rotation here, you've got chances, you like that. But if Dessers does go, it does leave Danilo and Igamane, and it does get very interesting, because I know the clickbait out there is the Morelos replacement. I would actually say Igamane shares a lot of similarities, or more similarities, with Danilo than an Alfredo Morelos, because you know how Danilo, for all his faults, was involved in the game. You know what I mean? When he was ejected, he got involved. He was having shots, he was having headers, he was sprinting through, he was trying to get involved. He just wanted the ball. Igamane is that as well, so it looks like something that Clement's going to like, and it probably bodes well for Danilo's future that we're bringing in somebody similar to him, so it shows you he is a part of Clement's plans. But it is going to be interesting to see if the laddie's given a chance to lead the line, or are we going to go with maybe the more experienced Igamane in that way and go with Danilo? Be interesting to see, but hopefully the laddie, when he does get the opportunity, can grab it and show what he's been able to show so far in his young career. But truthfully, that's kind of it, ladies and gentlemen. That's it in terms of the player profile. That's it for the old competition for places. And again, that's it for the stats and statistics. He is young laddie, but that's the mantra right now. That's what we're doing as a football club right now. But there's just something about this with how well he's received. Again, you give it the same caveat as always. Transfers can fail, transfers can succeed. Sometimes when you think it's a sure thing, it flops away. Sometimes when you think, who is that, or what we're doing with that, sometimes it becomes a success. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. And the last thing we need to address, obviously, is the money that we're spending on him, or the lack of money. And I didn't get the argument that people say, how much did you spend on him? Who's some of the most impressive players in Scottish football? How much did O'Reilly cost? How much did Kyogo cost? And how successful have they been in Scottish football? We've spent money on players. Lammers, for instance, we spent 3 and a bit more than what we did on Igamane. Was Lammers a success in this league? No. Money doesn't mean success, ladies and gentlemen. It's identifying, right, bringing in the right type of people and the right type of profiles. And I think, for all I can see, this one should translate to success, and I'll keep that crossed. But again, you just never know. But that's my thoughts and opinions. It doesn't matter how much they cost. It doesn't matter if they're free. It doesn't matter if you pay 5 million, 3 million, 1 million. It's about the player itself. That's all that matters. And I'm very, very hopeful that this one is a success, as he could change the landscape in terms of the attacking line for Rangers if he's given a chance early in his career, because he's coming fully confident and fully beans, if you will. Hopefully that results in a lot of goals for this football club. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on maybe the worst kept secret in football. Hamza Igamane is finally here. How do you feel about it? Are you happy? Are you mad? Or are you sad? Are you glad? Let me know down there in the comment section below. And as always, I've been CJ992. Thank you so much for watching. All the best and bye-bye.